You weren't supposed to click on this. In fact, if you're the kind of person who hates being told what to do, you should probably leave right now. Still here? Good. You just proved my point. Most people think reverse psychology is a cheap trick you use on toddlers to get them to eat broccoli. They think it's just saying the opposite of what you want. But if that's how you're using it, you're failing. You're being transparent, and nothing kills influence faster than being obvious. True reverse psychology isn't a trick. It's a deep understanding of autonomy restraint. Human beings have a biological need for control. The moment someone feels their freedom of choice is being threatened, they develop what we call reactance. They push back not because they disagree with the idea, but because they want to reclaim their power. If you want to stop being the person everyone ignores and start being the one who actually gets results, we need to talk about why your convincing is actually pushing people away. The biggest mistake you're making right now, whether you're trying to close a sale, get a promotion, or just get your partner to help around the house, is over-persuasion. When you push, people naturally lean back. When you try to sell an idea, the other person's brain immediately starts looking for the catch. You are triggering their defensive wall. You think you're being helpful. They feel like you're being a predator. Think about the last time a pushy salesperson followed you around a store. Even if you liked the jacket, you probably walked out without it just to spite them. That is negative reactance. You sacrificed what you wanted just to prove they couldn't control you. Let me tell you about a client of mine. Let's call him Mark. Mark was a brilliant developer who had a revolutionary idea for his company. For 6 months, he begged his boss to listen. He brought data, he brought charts, he brought passion. The result? His boss stalled. He felt pressured. He felt like Mark was trying to manage up, and he resisted it to maintain his status as the leader. I told Mark to stop. I told him to go into the next meeting and say this: "I've been thinking about that software upgrade. Honestly, looking at our current bandwidth, it might be too much for the team to handle right now. It's probably safer if we just stick to the old system and accept the 10% lag. It's not ideal, but it's the easy route." What happened? His boss immediately started defending the upgrade. He started listing reasons why the team could handle it. Within 20 minutes, the boss had convinced Mark to run the project. Mark didn't lie. He simply highlighted the cost of the safe choice and gave his boss the freedom to choose the hard one. By removing the pressure, he allowed the boss to take ownership of the idea. If you want to master this, you have to stop being a pusher and start being a framer. Reverse psychology works best when you value the other person's autonomy more than your own ego. Here's how to be a framer. Number 1, relinquish control to gain it. Use phrases like, "You're probably not ready for this yet," or "I'm not sure if this fits your style." This immediately lowers their guard. You aren't selling anymore, you're qualifying. Number 2, the autonomy hook. Always end your suggestions with, "But it's entirely up to you." Research shows that simply acknowledging someone's freedom to say no doubles the chances of them saying yes. Number 3, highlight the forbidden fruit. Humans are hardwired to want what is restricted. Instead of telling your team, "You must read this report," try saying, "I finished the strategy report. It's pretty intense and might be a bit much for everyone to dive into today, so only check it out if you have the headspace for some heavy lifting." Watch how fast they open the file. Most of you are losing because you are too desperate for the yes. You want the agreement so badly that you've become something else. The most powerful person in the room is always the one who is willing to walk away. When you use reverse psychology correctly, you aren't manipulating. You are removing the emotional clutter of a power struggle, so the other person can see the logic of your position on their own terms. Stop begging for attention. Stop forcing your opinions. Start pulling back, and watch how quickly people start chasing you to find out where you're going. If you've made it this far, you're already in the top 1% of people who actually finish what they start. You can go back to your old ways of forcing things and wondering why they aren't working. Or you can start applying these frames today and see the shift in your influence. The choice is yours. I'll see you in the next one.